Keenan Chandholtz here, West Virginia Land and Home Realty. Yellow Spring, West Virginia. As you can see here, I'm standing in the beautiful Cacapon River, the cleanest river in West Virginia. I'm on tract number 8 of the Kevin Maybe tracts. This tract is 109.8 acres, so just say 110 acres, with, get this, 4,852 feet of frontage on this beautiful river. And all the frontage is easily accessible. So for those of you who know, 5,280 foot's a mile. So this property has almost a mile river frontage. 110 acres, almost a mile river frontage. And you're gonna see up here, it's got about 35 acres of flat bottom land pasture for hay. And then it's got about another 10 acres or so of some other fields that are kind of like overgrown a little bit. But great farm property, recreational property, residential property. This one's got it all. Woods, water, field, and views. Keenan Chandholtz here again, tract number 8, just short of 110 acres. Look at this beautiful bottom in here. I'm gonna show you where we're at. This one's real easy to figure out. We're right in here, and then this is the tree line you see over here. And all of this that you see is, that makes up, say, about 35 acres or so that you see in good pasture here. And then I took the video in the river about right here, video number 1. But you see how the river frontage picks up and runs all the way around like that? I mean, it's just like a peninsula down here. But maybe the best thing to do is just put you in the side-by-side here, and we'll ride around and check it out. Keenan Chandholtz here again, tract number 8. I'm going to show you, see the road coming down off the hill. That's where the property goes to, that direction, and your river frontage picks up there. The whole bottom, I'll show you where the building site is. It's up here on the ridge. But let's just boogie around here. This little wooded section in here, you'll see, is that right there on the map, and there's another little field over there. We'll drive over there and I'll show you that. But like I said, about 35 acres the way I got it measured, and basically hayfield down here. And then the building site on this tract is going to be right up there about where you see that gap in between them trees right there where I got it. There's a knoll up there on the ridge that overlooks this bottom, and that's obviously out of the flood zone. And that building site is going to be about right there like that on the map. So you could see the road, this is the road coming in down to this point, and right about up in there is where your building site's going to be on the ridge, and then the wooded ground obviously filters down off the side of the hill, you know, into this bottom down here. Where else you go buy something like this? Within an easy 2-hour drive of DC. You know, I had some folks here from Herndon today. It took them about an hour and 40 minutes to get here. So super easy, maybe an hour 30, but super easy to get here. The river is immediately here to my left. Let's hop out here. Let you see the river here. Look at that. And this, you got a really nice house here across the river from you, and they access that off of Route 259, which is right out there. But check out the river. That's really the only neighbor you got, and then a neighbor across the river over that way. Otherwise, you got, you know, nobody here over on your side of the river. You know, at this point, we got 8 tracts over here for sale. About 4 of them border the Cacapon River, 3 of them border the George Washington National Forest. but this one has the most river frontage and has the most pasture ground on it. So as you can see, it goes up here to the little tree line, and then there's kind of like a growed up field in there that's probably 5 or 6 acres kind of in behind of that. But almost a mile of riverfront. Let's go back around here. And I've been shooting video here today. I'm hot. Normally I'd break my videos up, but it's getting pretty brutally hot out here today. Just easy to ride you around and show it to you like this. Hopefully that don't give anybody motion sickness or anything. But let me cut it off here, and I'll pick it back up when I get into this little field in the back. Keenan Shanholtz here again, tract 8. Right there's where I took the first video. And this is actually a Ford right here. And, you know, this is how they used to get, you know, hay out of here. They'd have to cart the hay and drag all the equipment across the river here. But this will obviously be no more here. Won't be a Ford anymore. No right-of-way, no nothing like that across the river here for anybody. So it's just a good, cool spot on the river. But let me drive you back through here into the little hidden field back here. Look at this. I'd say this field's about 3 acres in here. And that's what you're seeing here on the map. And of course the river runs around that. And then there's a real steep bank up, and this is Route 259 over here. You know, we're maybe, you access this property from Cacapon Springs Road, not from Route 259. From here out to Cacapon Springs Road's probably a couple miles. Easy to get back in here for the most part. And you're only about, you know, from here, by the time you go back out and get back out to 259, you're about 5-6 miles from Wardensville. So you're out in the country, but you know, close to Wardensville, close to DC. Couldn't be easier to get here. You know, you're 35 minutes from Winchester, Virginia. Let me get out here and just show you what we got here, how nice this is. Look at that. So, look at that river. Gorgeous. And it's just straight up the bank there. You know, the property boundary's the edge, you know, the middle of the river there. But, you know, no infringement of neighbors here. You got the river protecting you. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Come check this one out. I'll do a video up at the build site on this one. Yeah, I lied. I'm gonna do another clip down here at the river. Just look at this. Easy to get down to the water here. The Cacapon River is considered the cleanest river in West Virginia. There's a lot of land trusts that have conservation easements along the Cacapon River that protect it. Lots of smallmouth bass in here, sunfish, catfish. It's stocked with trout south of here. It's called Lost River to the south of here, you know, and but here it's called the Cacapon, but it's the Cacapon and Lost River, the same river. Absolutely stunning. Side by side's right up there, easy bank along here. Phenomenal. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty. Track number 8. And I am about right up in here. And I'm going to walk you down here and kind of like show you where the building site is. That's going to overlook this bottom down here and look over in the neighbor's field. And I imagine when you clear this up here, you're going to have... I'm certain with the leaves off, you're going to have a view of the river for sure from this building spot. And, of course, all the bottom down here. But, got cloudy on me. Here's the road coming back in here. If you're looking at the plat, this is called Maybe Way, back through here. And, you know, the one thing about this lot, the driveway down here to the build site's going to be pretty short. You know, maybe, you know, 75 yards or so. You'll see there's just kind of like a little knob in here that protrudes, but plenty big enough to build whatever kind of house you want to build. You know, it's got all the room you need for that, and it's going to give you the view of the bottom, and it's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I'm almost there. You can see the side by side up through there. Not very far to kind of get back in here. And this little knob here kind of tapers off pretty gentle. I mean, you know, you're probably gonna have a house here with a walkout basement. You can see that bottom you're looking at over there is actually on the neighbor there that has the nice home across the river. You're where we're at here. If you're looking at the plat, we're kind of all the way over to the right-hand side of the property. And like the bend of the river where the river frontage ends on this lot is about what we're even with here. You can see this knob up here. Done went and got cloudy on me. But you can see how this ridge tapers off. This sets up perfect to wipe these trees out in here and open up your spot here. Have a really nice home with a walkout basement facing the view here. I'll zoom in. You can see the bottom through there like that. That's your river bottom that you're looking at. So you can be perched up here high on the hill out of the floodplain, overlooking your estate of nearly 110 acres. It's beautiful. Come get it. This will not last.